Hello everybody, thank you for joining me. Today is the anniversary of the birth in 1771 of Sir Walter Scott, who was a prolific historian, writer, poet, playwright, someone renowned throughout Europe in his day for his literary expertise, and successful in every respect except financially. In 1825, there was a banking crisis in the UK, and the printing press, the Ballantine printing press, of which he was the sole shareholder, became bankrupt, and there were debts of, in modern money, something like £11 million. And in order to pay off this debt, he put his house and all his possessions in a trust to his creditors, and retired to his well, it was kind of a castle place, his home, and in seclusion just wrote and wrote. He wrote 6 novels in the following 5 years, 6 novels, 2 plays, 11 works of non-fiction, a huge output designed simply to raise the money to pay off his creditors. He would not accept help from anybody, including the king, who was one of his foremost admirers. And of course, it rang bells with me in this situation that we're in at the moment, with lots of people suffering that kind of financial disaster, if not to such a degree, at least many of us having to cut back on things that we were otherwise accustomed to in order to make sure we can pay our way, or to find new ways perhaps of raising money in order to keep up with the rate of inflation and the increase in mortgages and so on. But what I noticed particularly about Sir Walter Scott was this sense of self-respect that made him not want to receive help from anybody. He wanted to be able to pay his own way, and I think that is something about money, isn't it, and about our livelihoods, that we do feel that it's part of the way we feel about ourselves if we can pay our own way and provide for ourselves, and if that's the situation we're in, for our families. And I have a thought today for people who, through absolutely no fault of their own, quite often are unable to do that, and feel in some ways less able to respect themselves, though they shouldn't probably, because of that. But on the other side of it was his absolute refusal to accept any help. He would not take offers of support from his many supporters, or indeed from the king, who offered to help him out. He was absolutely stubborn in not taking any help, and I think that's another side of our situation, isn't it? That I mean, often we are not nobody's offering to help us, but if they are, sometimes we can be stubborn in saying, no, I want to be the one to look after myself, and to refuse to accept help that's genuinely and lovingly offered. And so today, just thinking about financial situations that we're all in, being grateful, if like me, though with some cutbacks, you're able to cope with the financial situation, but also sparing a thought for those who can't, and reminding myself that if I'm in a position to accept help, it's not anything that undermines my self-respect, really, to do so.